option. It's one of the oldest flours. It's not GMO. You can get it from Jovial. It's also USDA organic. Olive oil. You're going to need some spray to get your pan ready. You're also going to need salt. I choose to use sea salt, and a piece of parchment paper. And so we're going to start out with 2 1/4 cups of the einkorn flour. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of warm water to this, along with a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And if you want a lower fat version of this, you can actually substitute pureed tofu for the olive oil. And also we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in there. And then just going to mix this together with my hands. You just have to work it together until it forms a ball. Just so I can get this excess flour worked in, you can add a little bit of extra water. So it looks better. Now we've got it into a nice ball. We're going to cover it and let it sit for 12 to 15 minutes. The best tortilla that I could find at my local grocery store is like Handmade in the store. You can see them making it, they give you samples. But it has like upwards of 20 ingredients in it, and it has salt, it has sugar and a lot of hydrogenated oils in it, along with a lot of other strange ingredients. So that's the reason why I wanted to make these. Okay, now we've waited for about 15 minutes, and it does feel a lot more pliable now. I think that's why you let it rest, because before I was really working myself to get everything mixed in, but it's a lot more pliable now. So now we're going to use our piece of parchment paper. We're going to make balls of dough that are about 1.5 inches wide. And we're probably going to come up with about 12 to 14 of them, and then just set them all on your piece of parchment paper. Because I don't have a tortilla press, then I just have to flatten the dough, roll it on a floured surface with a rolling pin. So I'm going to get that set up and I'll be back. Alright, so our floured surface is ready. I just did it on top of my parchment paper. Make sure that you also put flour on your rolling pin just in case the dough gets a little sticky. And when you're done rolling it, it should be 5 to 6 inches in diameter. There's a tortilla, and I'm just going to set it on this plate until I get all of my tortilla balls rolled out, and then I'll show you what they look like. Alright, now that we have all our tortillas rolled out right here, what you're going to want to do is get your cast iron skillet heated up. You can put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom just to season it, and you're going to want a spatula and a plate with a towel over it so you can have a clean one so that you can put your tortillas in it so they stay warm. So we're going to place our first tortilla there. And we are looking for the bubbles, so we have to wait for it to start bubbling. So it's starting to brown a little bit on the bottom. We'll just leave it there a little bit longer. Alright, so you can see it's brown on the bottom, and so it gets this side because I noticed some oil spots on that side. You can take your tortilla and place it in there and then cover it while you're cooking the rest of them, and we'll show you what we have when we're done. Okay, these are our finished tortillas. We have a lot in here. You can see them all. They worked out really well. If you want to do this to keep them moist and also keep them from getting too crispy, you dampen the top of the towel like while you're making them so the heat stays in it. It's steamy. I did use this book. It's a great einkorn cookbook. That's what I used to find this recipe. Here are the finished products of what you can make with these tortillas. We have our beans. We just use Rosarita really quickly sometimes when we can't make our own. We have guacamole and we have homemade salsa. If you want to get recipes for our guacamole and homemade salsa, feel free to visit our website at vegancouples.com.